along with people in the departments. They've done such a great job, and I thank them for all their work. Those who have worked long shifts in our public safety departments, they carried out a plan that was many, many months in the making, and they fulfilled their roles, and they've done it with distinction. And I thank members of law enforcement for doing that as well. So many others from literally all across the country have been here to help, to lend a hand, and I sincerely thank them too. Milwaukee has accomplished one of my top goals. We've demonstrated our city's capacity to host a major and a massive event. That's important to the tens of thousands of visitors, and it's important to the future of our hospitality industry right here in Milwaukee. I want more big conventions, more big sporting events, more entertainment events, and other large meetings, and I want them to take place right here in this city. You know why? Because it translates into jobs and opportunities for Milwaukee residents and growth for businesses here in the city. So yes, Milwaukee residents have been friendly and they've been welcoming. And for those who were inconvenienced by some of the security precautions and some of the traffic disruptions, I appreciate your patience, really do. Overnight, the Milwaukee police were involved in an exchange of gunfire that was completely unrelated to the convention. A person wanted for a shooting 2 days ago fired a gun at police. Police returned fire, and that individual was wounded. This happened about 10:30 last night, about 4 miles northwest of the convention. This is not a common occurrence in Milwaukee. Any additional information about that incident will come directly from the Milwaukee Police Department. I was briefed just this morning by our Emergency Operations Center with respect to the convention, and I was told that, again, it was a very uneventful evening. 2 incidents near the convention activity led to 7 arrests. Both took place east of the river, so just outside of the security perimeter. 2 people were arrested for fights in the first situation. The second incident involved disorderly behavior outside a bar that ultimately led to 5 arrests. There was 1 convention-related arrest of a person who allegedly stole tickets and then attempted to sell those tickets. Milwaukee police took that person into custody. At our designated demonstration areas, we hosted a few more individuals than we have in the past couple of days. And for the first time, some additional people showed up looking for spots to speak at the podiums. Those individuals were accommodated. The convention goers that I've had the chance to speak to, they've shared some very, very positive impressions of Milwaukee. A number of them said they plan to come back to visit Milwaukee, and that is really music to my ears. For the thousands of people who think about Wisconsin, their first impression is going to be Milwaukee, and I think that's a really good thing. Tonight, the final night of the Republican National Convention, the delegates inside Fiserv Forum will hear directly from the nominee. Now, I've got some major political differences with the former president, and as he speaks, what will be going on through my mind is the contrast with him and his policies that he'll put forward and those of President Joe Biden. The Biden-Harris administration has delivered investments in people. President Joe Biden has tackled serious problems, and he's done it with real solutions. From Fiserv Forum tonight, we'll hear a false narrative of gloom, a false narrative of blame, a message from Republicans that just simply is not true. In the coming weeks, I'll have the opportunity to join another convention, the Democratic National Convention, taking place in Chicago, just 90 miles south of where we are here in Milwaukee. And there we will renominate Joe Biden and head into the fall election season. The upcoming November election is extremely, extremely important for the future of America. And if you're within the sound of my voice, I encourage you not just to register to vote, but also to cast your ballot and let your voice be heard in this election. Please vote as well. And with that, I'm happy to take a couple questions. We'll look to see what those numbers look like. I know that there are some businesses, especially nearby, that hadn't seen the uptick that they initially were expecting here. But my hope is that it presents an opportunity. Even this day will present more opportunities for people to go out and patronize those businesses. And as I've said from the beginning, the RNC is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of other large-scale events coming to Milwaukee, other large-scale political, business, sports, entertainment, trade shows, and the like. This puts the city on the map for more attendees, more visitors to come here to patronize businesses in Milwaukee. I'm sorry, was that question, have we seen any more interest since the RNC's been here?
Have other places expressed interest in possibly having their events here?
Yeah, I mean, I would check in with Visit Milwaukee. I know that when the RNC was announced, I mean, they saw a bump in inquiries about folks wanting to hold conventions here in Milwaukee, and I think that's a good thing. I think after this 4-day commercial and having images of the city of Milwaukee beamed into C-suites and beamed into living rooms, not just across the United States, but really around the world, I think we're likely to see another uptick in interest in coming to Milwaukee, which I think is great.
Mayor, regarding protest activity, numbers are down from previous conventions, arrests are down. It just seems, you said yesterday, 50% of slots are filled. Like, what's behind the somewhat anemic both protest and counter-protest activity in this convention?
Well, I mean, I want to give a lot of credit to the Milwaukee Police Department, to the Secret Service, to all of our partners, but particularly Milwaukee Police and our Office of Community Wellness and Safety. They have actively engaged with folks who sought to demonstrate here in Milwaukee, making the process easy. Our administration understands that it's important for people to exercise their First Amendment rights. We set those zones up for that purpose. We made it easy, right? We didn't just leave it to folks to do that, and for them to have space where they would interact with folks who had opposing views. So I think it made it easier, and I think that it made the process more smooth, and so I'm happy about that too. What was the last part? No, I don't have any more information about that. In terms of security, as I mentioned the other day, the Republican National Convention is an NSSC, National Special Security Event. Is the highest designation of security that a community can get provided by our federal government. As I described it before, to me, in my experience, it's sort of like taking the security apparatus around certain institutions in Washington, D.C., and planting that here in Milwaukee. So it is very secure. The Secret Service has done an incredible job. I thank them for their work. Mr. Trump has done the exact same thing. I don't have that number off top. We'd have to double check with that. I don't have that number off top. We'd have to double back with you on that. Okay.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.